Hello everybody and welcome back to the pYanodons painful playthrough. It's fantastic, Mr. Ghost here. And you are seeing the beginning throes of the final hub, I hope. 4.0 hub. And here is the plan where, we're going to have Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, Mark 4 machines all strung together here. We're going to have the Mark 1 and 2 fed by one requester, Mark 3, Mark 4 eventually. Yeah, these two. One requester. And then we're going to have a pass-through. I think that's how it's going to work. Yeah, this is 1 to 2. This is 2 to 3. This is 3 to 4. And then the final destination right here. There's a couple things I wanted to talk about before we get cracking here. However, I'd like to get some research started. And I'm changing gears a little bit here, switching into back down into second. We're in third gear now. We're going to go back down to second. Okay? Because I was looking at the tech tree here. And I don't know if this one, yeah. The creatures, the new recipes for the farming, not the creatures, the farming, are requiring pesticides. And I need to, I feel like I need to do that now. Let's get all the plants unlocked. Because the first thing I'm going to rebuild is farming. And the pesticides are coming up more and more and more. And so I think, yeah, let's get on that now. The guar beans, they're a real pain in the butt for some recipes. So let's cue this one. Oh, I'm going to get rid of this one here. I am running the Kycalcs here. That's the turd. So while I was doing stuff here and there, I decided to just, kick it on. So here's the guar. This is the new recipe. Holy cow. 50 guar. And so we got lamp, ash, coarse faction, sand, soil. Now you see a little bit of a trend here. There's a little bit of a change up every so often. Like this one now needs carbon dioxide. But 50 guar. Now, here's the level 3% chance. The trend here is, 0.4 for the level 3. Then sometimes I think it's like 0.3 for the level 4s. This looks really simple to do. Limestone fertilizer, great alien sample, the level 2 guar. Ooh, bean and seed. Now, I have both of those on the network in the farming block. So it shouldn't be, oh wait, no, I don't have the level 2s. This might be a special area that I need to whip up because the seeds and the beans together, that's a big build. And, you're waiting forever on these here. Now we have the actual spin up here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, we need pesticides for this, right? So once we unlock this, then we'll start to knock it out. So we have a lamp, pesticide, fertilizer, dried grod. We're using its own stuff to make the grod here. Raw Ralasia extract. Ooh, that's a first. Okay, we got some nuances here. I love the nuances. Now here's the spin up for the guar bean. So this one was for, this is for the level 2. All right, so it's 5 to 5. We must get more seeds out. Yeah, here. So it's 2 guar to potentially 3. This is like the mushrooms. This sucks. I hate that recipe. I don't like this recipe at all. So we'll queue that up, and I'm going to delete that one now. Then we have the moon drops. Bunch of stuff here. New recipe. Here we go. Pesticides. And this, oh wow, syngas and gasoline? What is gasoline? It's a hydrocarbon. How is that helping a plant? Aliens. So we got ash, soil, biomass, the pesticide, fertilizer, the moondrop seeds, and gas. Okay, now here is the percent chance. Again, 0.4 with a 60% chance to get a moondrop, which we can put back in production. And we have soil, fertilizer, great alien sample. We need the level 2s for both seeds and the plant. Hydrogen, which is normal, and water. All right. Now, this one is which one? What is this one here? 5. Seeds to moondrops. Oh, we're back to Decalin. I don't know if that was, oh wow. Look at all the gasoline for this thing. And also we need retrovirus cryostatics. Yikes. Okay, I do have Decalin, you know, being trained into the old hub. We have a new one, by the way. I'll showcase that in a second. So seeds to Moondrop. All right, that's fine. Now we have Moondrop to seed. Oh, we got level 2s. Okay. So level 4 comes in, and then we're getting seeds and Moondrops, the 50% chance to get an extra seed. So it's possible to get 2 Moondrops plus 2 seeds and an extra seed. So usually I'll have a case that cycles those back through the Moondrops there, back into the system. All right, now we've got these here. Cobalt enriched Moondrop seeds plus the enriched biomass plus methane. Okay, so we're bringing all this stuff together with the methane, probably being the catalyst or something. Cobalt enriched Moondrop flower. I think we've done these before. Now we got zinc enriched. These are probably going to come up later for something. Maybe the diesel and the kerosene coming up. Let's see here. We've got Moondrop zinc enriched methane. Okay, cool. Now here's diesel. Yep. Cobalt enriched Moondrop. It kicks out ash. We get 400 diesel. We're going to need the diesel for the last chain of the ore processing, which gives us the really high yield stuff there. Now for kerosene, zinc enriched. Wow, that's a lot of kerosene. I haven't had to worry about kerosene because the shale oil, if you collect all that shale oil from your stone mining, holy cripes. Now, there may be a shift off of stone more because we're using a lot of stone and sand and pure sand and gravel. I can't see it shifting, but we are using a lot. Maybe there's a shift off of it because when you get to smart farms, it might eliminate a lot of stone mining. I don't know, because the gravel and all that, maybe it eliminates a lot of, front end push for that. So we'll queue that up there. Looks like we got a turd guar upgrade here that unlocked now. All right, let's look at the cadaveric arms. Cadaveric. Yeah, cadaveric. New recipe 18. Wow, this is delicious. 7 ash out. I would really like to do this for sulfuric acid. So we got ash, sand, pesticide, fertilizer, the seeds, stone wool, blood meal, coal gas, a lot of water, and we need acid gas. So we have to feed the acid gas back to the process. Very interesting. I don't know if that's good. Then we got the the percent chance here, 4% or 0.4. We got sulfur, fertilizer grade alien sample, ARM seed 2s, coal bed gas. I have that on the network for this reason, and refined natural gas, which, wow, that's a lot. So yeah, we're gonna have issues there trying to feed this thing. Now we have a pulp stage 3. I think you just add on to the current one that we have now. So we got sulfur. And then the level 3 Arum. Oh, okay, yeah. And then we add carbon dioxide and water. So we get this pulp. It's very weird. We're taking the level 3 and making it into a pulp. And then the next phase here takes the 3 plus sulfur again. Pure natural gas. Wow. And then we get 3 seeds of the level 3 types. Residual gas it kicks out, and methane. And then we got the actual plant. It's so we take the seed plus sulfur again. Yeah, these things are sulfur based for sure. More coal bed gas for this outlet gas stage 2. And then we get 1 seed or 1 arum out of that. And then it kicks out the stage 3. All right, let's queue that one up. Now there's a Simic right here. As you can see, there's some stuff that we can unlock here. Domestication, all this stuff. So this was a weird one, the Simic. So we have the paddock here, or it's a den. Oh my gosh, let's just building it. We need power poles and a pump, concrete gate, optical set, intermediates, tin chromium, all that. Okay, so that's fine. We could do that. Then we have the creature, the initial creature. Now, yeah, the unknown and exotic alien DNA samples. That's interesting. We'll look at that obviously next. It's odd we're using a port alien sample for this high-level creature. So we got port alien sample, bio sampled cDNA, lizard and tiger. Ooh. And then unknown. Simic Codex, fetal serum, blood, and artificial blood. We're going to talk about the BioHub rebuild in a minute here. This one is Logistics Science Pack, Generic Earth DNA Sample, and a Simic Codex. Here's the Simic Codex. We can do it. Here's the food. Look at this food. I was looking at this earlier. All this crap. And what got me was the uranium ore and olefins. And now this creature, it says basic Simic food contains heavy minerals. So this thing eats some crazy stuff. Now, oh, Simic blood to tar. Huh, interesting. I don't know why I'd use that. We got plenty of tar everywhere. Cage Simic there. And we uncage it. We got a Simic pup. Eats sea sponges, stone wool, the food, olefins, and molten iron? Holy cripes. Iron isn't heavy metal, is it? Anyway. Then we've got the Simic itself. Olefin, the food, sea sponge, Simic pup, stone wool, and iron plate. What the hell? And now we get this Simic manure. And I don't know what we're going to use it for, but I'm sure we'll find out. So we got to feed it stone, olefin barrel, food, and stone wool. Again, we get the Simic manure. And then the rendering. Oh, here's this keratin. I've seen this before in some recipes. We get the Simic blood there, which is tar. Brain. We could use it to, we'll convert it into tar and use it, of course, and then prioritize it. We get a brain, guts, larva. Oh, we get chitin. Oh, okay. I'm okay with that. Because, yeah, we need chitin for, what do you call it? The bioscaffolding. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and cue that baby up there. And notice how it unlocked all these things now. Alrighty, folks. Boy, allergies are kicking my butt. I had to take a couple hours off here. So you'll see that we're at 47% of our research here. But, yeah, I was like, ugh, my nose and throat are all just, yeah, it's that time of year. Hope you like my blue concrete here. This is Moondrop imbued concrete. You get, I think you put 2 refined concrete in a machine. It's a mixer, and then you mix it with Moondrops, and you get 3 out. So 2 concrete plus 1 Moondrop gives you 3 concrete. So you get a free piece of concrete out of it, which is cool. Now I was looking at this filtration media. I was about to implement it, and I go, wait a minute. This is 15 seconds for 100 using the sub-denier microfiber. The new one we just unlocked, I was excited. I'm like, ooh, 200. What? 100 seconds? Is this a typo? Because why is it worse? So if I were to go up here and then we'll shift click, right click, shift left, shift right. Here is the one we're using, 13.33. And this one, with 3 machines, can't equal that of what we already have. The upside is we're eliminating pure sand. So that here, we're just doing the gravel. Now we're adding nanofibrils, which increases. So in order to get what we have here currently, we would need 4 machines. That means that's 2, 4, 6, 8 nanofibrils versus this one here, the subdenier, which is 3. Now the aerogel and all that chain prior to the nanofibrils, or to the subdenier, we already have it. And it's not that intense. And there's a better recipe for the acrolein, which I was going to implement as a, but it's not important right now because the glycerol is under control. So to me, this new recipe sucks. I'm just going to say it sucks. Now there is a turd research or whatever upgrade, which I have to find. I don't even know where it is. All right, one thing that I wanted to mention really quick is the rail project is complete as far as going around the base, so we know where we're at for the new block design. So there we go. It's all squared away. I was hacking and slashing and rebuilding while in between the Reyna and all that. So, and there's a switching gears on that too. So I cut all these down, put in the 90s, or well, it's 45, 45 for 90. Up here, I went ahead and did a 90 over here because, you know, I'm not building in this area. So I did that. I put in the T-junctions so that I can get rid of those highly chained intersections. You know, you have to chain them because then you get collisions and stuff. And I got lucky here. Look at this. Praise be the elevated rail. I was able to go over a build. I love it. It's so awesome. So I didn't have to move my power right away. So I got this block in, did the elevated rail, and that's what they're for. They're for these instances, you know. So I'm going to leave this here for now. I'm going to redo the rail here. Oh, look, we got a train coming. It's got a long way to go. This is where, oh, this is existing rail here. I think I chopped out a 4-way maybe. No. You know what? Yeah, no, this used to be the old system right here. Yeah. So, yeah, legacy. So, yeah, that's the first thing that's in, well, kind of first thing in the block there. I was able to save it. So that's cool. Now, let's talk about the hubs. I have a test bed over here. And you'll see I got water, pressurized air, oxygen, and the hydrogen. And I got 4 or 5 fluid trains here, or fluid gas trains. This is hub 4.0, which is going to happen sooner than later. So what I'm planning on doing here is, and you know, this is a mess. This is just a quagmire of mess. And that's fine. You learn as you go. One of the big things is I didn't realize, oh yeah, these creature chambers here, or bioprinters, are a huge part of printing certain animals. And it's just a beyond mess. So this one has to be ripped and redone. And there's a lot of commonality here, as you know. Somewhat. We got the fetal serum and saline water for these 2 creatures here because that's what they require. And then more fetal serum. And then we have the xenogenic cells. And then we have these pluripotent stem cell stuff. So, you know, all this stuff here, I need to rethink that. And we're obviously going to have all kinds of weird, crazy gases and things. So this footprint right here of the barrels, I've reduced now to, if I can find it, this one. This is 60 freaking barrels. So if we do, let's see, a paste, I think I still have it here. Wait, yeah, there it is. This is the old one that I just grabbed to showcase the size. So this is 36 barreling, you know, or unloads for barrels. And of course I've got that little thing at the end there. So it's about the same, I would say, maybe a little less. Yeah, because we've got the unloader there in that space. But this is 60 versus 36 using the old design. Now, I tested this. I have water and oxygen being delivered here to test what happens when 2 trains come in, you know, to the same stop with different stuff. Then I had pressurized water, pressurized air, and hydrogen over here. Now, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so this one on the left is 1. All the way on the right is 4. The pressurized air on number 3 would unload, and eventually just the train would just sit here. Because for some reason, the water and oxygen was coming in, and it was being favored. Or when this ran out, it would flip to maybe stop 2 and then stop 4. It would never let stop 3 empty. I don't know why. So this is not meant to be for production. This is for our alien spin-up stuff. And the aliens require so many fluids and gases, it's ridiculous. So this is an answer to that. Now you'll notice that we're using Unipipe here, and that's why this takes forever to unload. It's not terrible, but it does take a while because the throughput of pipe is horrible. It's meant to be that way. So the problem is that the pumps can't really work with the pipe connected. It needs to be train pump tank or tank pump tank. The minute you put a pipe in there, it's low throughput. So it knackers the whole thing. Now you notice that each one of these pumps here has a filter on it. I just picked mining fluid 4. It kind of sticks out and I like the color. So every time I want to spin up a new fluid in here or bring a new fluid in, I change the filter and then we bring in empty barrels and then I change this filter here and the inserter is already preset to 10 barrels less than, and then we put the barrel type in. So this is all ready to go, and the bot networks are in and all that. It's beautiful. Love it. I use substations because the coverage is pretty good. And then I use the Nextlit power poles in the middle there. So again, low throughput. It's only for the biohub because we're going to have so many damn creatures to spin up and then maintain. But anyway, so that's the new biohub location there. Oh, I got Ore Eraser. Check it out. I don't really care about these things. This is going to be a permanent spot. Goodbye. So Ore Eraser is updated for 2.0. Thank God. Next topic I want to talk about here is Ola chemicals. So I went ahead and I stopped the Reyna Mark II upgrades for the current builds that I have. I don't really need to do the upgrade. It is helping though, because I was deficient in Reyna. I don't know how, but I was. And I did it all in Hellmod. Freaking Hellmod. Here I'm using it. But anyway, so 14 Reyna plantations to do exactly what I'm doing right now, which would actually require 53 Reyna plantations with Mark IIs installed. So with the new recipe here, with here's the pesticides, and we have the Yadles inside here. Another fun fact about Yadles, we did unlock a new recipe. Here it is. It's not too bad. I don't think the nitrogen is going to be too much of a problem here because, well, for the big build that I have, which I'm gonna upgrade it and change it up. But we're gonna have to bring in the fungal substrate and then the special. Everything else is pretty straightforward here. It's not very low quantities for a very high output. So yeah, look, level 3. So we have one Yadles culture for a massive amount of these Reynas. Look at this. It's a quarter red belt. And this is where I started to do the Reyna upgrade. There was a small build I did as well, which is fine. I needed to do it anyway. But if we drag over this whole thing, you'll see that I'm a little negative on the sporopollenin, but that's kind of funny. But this is all I need is 100. So the whole goal of this build was to get 100 to feed our lead and silver, which is a whole nother story, which I'm not going to get into. So you see that I'm over on the seeds, see? And it's 0.7. So by machine, it's 2.8. And so we're over a little bit, I think it works out in Hellmod with the new recipe exactly 2 Reyna seed machines, the botanical garden. So I think this negative number here is because we're over here. I don't know if Hellmod or if max rate is taking this into consideration here. So I'm just going to assume no. And my minus 10 here is not really minus 10 to get that 100 here. But this machine right here, which is the bioreactor, I think it is. Yeah, biofactory. This is the bioreactor here. This is the whole purpose of this thing right here. And this one kicks out 200, which means it's only working 50% of the time. And there it is. It's going. I've never seen this thing be taxed. See how minimally it works? So you have to assume that what I built here is going to be constantly, have trains constantly keeping it running. But I want to build it such that with the assumption that it will be, right? Because you don't want to fall short. So basically this whole build, which is actually, well, the Reyna is underbuilt by, and it says minus 10 here, like I said, but I think Hellmod said 53 because I think there was one, this one here. This is for iron and steel and super steel, I think. Is this, it's molten super steel. So this one, all 3 of these are joined together. So I've got a little Reyna build here and a big Reyna build here. So let's see, what do we got? Well, I guess I could, let's do a copy. I wanted to get the machine count here. Yeah, see, we're 50 here. That means that I need to be, I think it was 53 on this one. But like I said, it doesn't run that much. So I decided to stop upgrading because I'm like, well, wait a minute. The footprint's going to decrease by more than 50% to get the same amount out. We're adding pesticides and other things, Yadles. Well, let me just pump the brakes on that one. And what we'll do is we'll start rebuilding down here. Now, here's the pesticides down here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a swoop up. We're going to do the pesticides here. And then it's going to be trainable. And then I'm going to start doing the farming rebuild straight down. And I don't necessarily think I'm going to need this much room. Ooh, stone. I don't think I'm going to need this much room for all the farming, but we're going to get smart farms eventually, and those crank a massive amount of material. So, but right now, oh, and let me mention this too. Right here, new recipe implemented here. I needed it because the Reyna was sucking these. Well, it was the dingrits. The pups were, I think, the pups were eating the Yoto aloe fruit. So I went ahead and upgraded this. Look at this thing. 70 seconds, 12 out. And the other recipe we had here is 5 at 100. So we get more out faster. That's the power of the recipe. Then add the modules to that, and it increases the speed even more. Okay, what I'm going to do is let this research run out. And then what we'll do is get started on, I'm going to prep this rail up here. Or no, wait, down right here. So I'm going to get the swoop up and the T. I'm not too sure how I'm going to do this. This is a first run. So I was going to have a delivery system up here for the farming. So the farming is going to be tucked in down this way. So we're going to go up, and so the pickup is going to be this rail right here. So similar to this, but more room. So, and I could probably swoop up a little bit to give myself more room, just in case I want to do more. But I want to go bottom up with the farming. The pesticides here, this stuff, it's not going to be tough to do top down. You know, I can build both ways. You know, and it's easier to see the inserters. Building side to side is okay too. I mean, I could do either way. So I'm going to prep that area, and then when this research runs out, we'll get cracking on pesticides. I'd like to get the Grod spun up and get the Grod 3s done. All right, I'll see you in a nanosecond.
A few moments later.
Alrighty, folks, the research is done. There we go. Simic. We have a Simic now available to spin up. So let's go over to the old, we have to call it now the old bio and hub over here. I got all this stuff. Oh my God. I'm gonna have to go over here now. So let's go to, I love this map view feature. Now, wait a minute. Oh, it's not showing our new stuff? Wait a minute now. So here's the Simic Den. All right, and oh, there's a bunch of other stuff here. Simic food. Oh, this is gonna be a nasty one. Yeah, we went over that. And then this weird thing. Oh, I don't know if I looked at this, but yeah, we could do the Simic Codex. No big deal there. Ooh, that reminds me. I have to allocate room for the cards here in the new Bio Hub. I like to put things down as I unlock them to remind me to do them. All right, here it is, Simic Den. I have to make this. Ooh, look at that. Is this, what is this? It looks red. Oop. This is the Mark 1. It's got, oh, okay, look. It's got some kind of cave. I want to see this working for sure. I love seeing the creatures. But yeah, it looks like there's a cave. Maybe there were some creatures standing up top. Well, actually, no, you need walls and gates. Here, there's a gate right here. That's kind of cool. So you bring them in and out, you know. But you need walls so they don't get away. Okay, so that's that. Now, let's go here and SCI. So one thing, now that I know the base, you know, I ran it for like 39 hours, right? And that means I don't have to worry. You know, I don't have to test the base anymore. But there is one issue that I want to resolve eventually, which I think we can once we get the ability to. Well, we can. I think we can print brains, but I don't think we can do it very well. I don't know. We'll have to see. But let's see here. Oh, down over here. There it is. We've got the brains right here. So I always watch this. Now I have 75 in here, 7,500 plus another 5 grand. And it slowly goes down. So that means we have to print brains in order to do the productivity. Because we need 30 for every, you know, craft of that vat brain thing. So that's the rub right there. But, you know, eventually I'll resolve it. But you know, when you're doing infinite research, yeah, you definitely want to run the base all, you know, through hours and hours. That way, you know, everything runs perfectly. So I think bot speed, mining prod, those are the two that you want to run over and over and over again. So here I have the next project here. We'll do a speed up video on this, setting up and firing it up. I got the swoop up. What I'm going to do here is everything is low volume. And I think even the iron plate is low volume. I don't even know where it is. Here it is right here. This is very low volume. It's 3 plate. All the fluids were going all ham with those. Oh, that reminds me. I got to take this and do the unload because we're on the new path here. So, oh, the other thing is next episode what we're going to do, we'll do the immunosuppressants up here as well. And we need that for the trit and the aug. The trit spin up. And then up here, I did this while I was waiting for the research. This kind of, you know, depicts how I'm going to set up these. And then, oh yeah, you know what? I wanted to, let's get these little, oh, I think they're under here. Yeah, these guys right here. I don't know, you know what? I really don't, these things are so fast. Oops, crap, I hit when I hit escape accidentally. Yeah, these things are so fast. I'm going to go up here because I don't want, if you're in the bot network, then it flashes this damn thing down here. So we'll go 1, 2, 3. So this will be my reminder that this is what we're going to do here. And then I also have to do these things. Now I have extras in this case here, 9. I'm going to put the data array here. Now, I'm not too sure how this is going to work here. It's a chlorine recipe. For some reason it says chlorine, but this is where we're going to take the hydrogen chloride and break it down. We need lamps. So I didn't showcase that. You know, I've used this one before because we kick out hydrogen chloride and we need chlorine for both of these. So what I did is I set this up preliminary so I could get a list of what we're going to do. So let's get cracking on this one. And then the pesticides will be ready. Well, once we get the pesticides, then the grad spin up will happen. Let's do it. I need faster trains. This base is huge. Ugh, it takes forever for things to get to where they need to go. Okay, we got the pesticides, folks. Oh, there it goes. And Grod 3 is up and running. There we are. Finally. So we're looking at 7 plus 2, 40%. So 9 potentially there. Oh, and then, yeah, the seeds are gone. We got 2 extra from that craft, though. So the good thing is we don't lose 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. There we go. We got it. So we hit on the first try, thankfully. This pesticide build is not my best work. I think I was just kind of, I don't know. There's a lot going on here. And, oh, by the way, the chlorine here, what I had to do, and I don't like to do this, especially with hydrogen chloride being kind of a pain, but I had to vent it to get it up and running. Look at this. So it does generate quite a bit of hydrogen chloride. What I want to do is set up a pickup tank here, but I didn't do it because I wanted to get this up and running. So that is the case there. Oh, and then I had a signaling issue. I couldn't, I cut it out. So the flooding of the trains, yeah, that does help. Okay, let's go back over here. So I forgot to put a chain here. And the train comes right, what happens is the train will go right up here and block the train coming out. The other thing I did is I forgot I copied these damn things. And I had dual stops. So what happened, for some reason, the superior trains I cheated in, which I got to get rid of those, they activated, and they were trying to deliver. I don't know why. They were in manual mode, at least. Well, maybe they weren't. Yeah, maybe they were running, and I didn't know it, because they're quiet. So I had trains backing up over here. I had to fix all that. Then I had the dual stop thing. And then this thing. All right. So I think after this situation here, after viewing it, I am going to be going with the Nexalit trains for I don't know. I might do the Fluid Wagon Nexalit and skip the Fluid Wagon Superior. I can still do the Superior wagons, but not the Fluid, because it takes very long for these fluids. Now, I had to do the dual tank here because I have 5 fluids. I'm like, ah, crap. And I'm not really ready for this mess. So what I'm going to do is just switch this to a 4. That's why I'm not worried about the hydrogen chloride yet over here, wherever it is. Oh, here. So I'm not worried about that right now because I'm going to redo this. I built too close. But it's okay. It's fine because it's expandable down. So I'm not worried about that. But the problem is that the Factorio fluid dynamics, it tries to equalize between the tanks. Even though you have pumps on here, it's still, I don't know, it seems like it's fighting itself. So it's really frustrating because if you have a pump here, it should evacuate quick. So that's what I needed to experiment with here, and I'm glad I did. So, yeah, I think we're just going to go with the Nexalit trains. So, over here, yeah, the fluid wagons, I'm not going to do this. I'd love to, but it's just going to cause way too many problems with my double-headed trains. This I can do. That's not a problem. But I'm even considering just going with Nexalit trains because it really does, the space on this. I have my build style and what I like what I have because it works for me, but having to do this crazy stuff here, I mean, I do want faster unloading and loading, but 2 extra mini loaders or inserters on a train, it's not going to make or break it. I can always adjust for that in other ways, you know. So I think I'm just going to go with Nexalit from here on in and just keep it simple, you know, and scrap this whole thing. I was hopeful. Now this might work. Well, here's the problem. See, it's the distribution of fluid and the fact that these pumps aren't drawing the fluid into the tanks quick enough. because it still wants to equalize. And I don't understand that. I really don't understand it. So we're just going to go with the, you know, the old way here and the Nextlit trains. Woo, look at that. We got grad 3. All right, so next episode, we got a lot of work still ahead of us here. A lot of work. I was thinking of doing the immunosuppressants, but we have to, well, you know what? Yeah, we have to spin up this creature here. So I think I need to do the bio stuff on this. So we got to do this over here. So I got to set up one of these codexes and probably a creature chamber here. I've got this one empty. So it's not even in here. I don't know what it's called. Here it is. It looks like we need only water for this. Oh, that's unusual. Okay. So I can just put a pump right here. And then we need this come out codex, and that's it. Okay. So I'll get that all set up and figure this out. I got to make the thing over here. So I'll go ahead and key it up over here. Well, what I'll do is I'll just make one, you know, because this is going to be obsolete. So I'm not worried about trying to get the chaining, you know, like the red to yellow, because we don't have the red machine. We just have the yellow right now. So there's no point in trying to, you know, oh, I got to do 2, you know, and all that. All right, so I'll work on that. We'll get prepped up, and we'll spin up a new creature next episode. And we'll start working on the immunosuppressants because I want to get the augs and the trits out of the way. And my thinking is that we already have all this stuff here. So I've got the aug 2s, that'll be 3. And then the trit here, well, it's going to change. The recipe is going to change a lot. So I'll have to assess this, but I'd rather do it here because it's all set up and we have everything here right now. But everything will obviously move to the biohub. But at least we got the pesticides done. And the farming now, I can start to work on the new farming blocks because the new recipes that we have are dependent on that. I think it's the Tufras and some others. We need those. And I want to start getting things moved because then I want to implement the new recipes to continue on with the science as well. All right. So that's it. Success on that. It's not the best build, but you know, whenever you get a new recipe, you're kind of like, what the hell's going on? So yeah, we got to learn. You got to start somewhere. And here's where we are. So I want to thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.